Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. Well, hello tubers, hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. You know, Carolyn has warned you. She always warns you. You always wonder why I'm so accurate with predictions. It's because I actually just pay attention to her. And that's what all she wants from you is to pay attention, maybe give her some money. And she warns you. It's always easy to predict things that are already told to you. And Carolyn's quite explicit with her warnings. So let's talk about that today and unpack it. In her latest video from yesterday, I believe, she talks about her emergency fund of $5,000 that she's burned through. I've been warning about her going broke as she avoids the job. Of course, she claims what she's doing is a job, but yet her income keeps dropping. Well, who would keep working at something that is proving to be unsuccessful and continues to not be lucrative? Her lucrative years are behind her, sadly. So we wish her well, but seems that what she's doing clearly isn't working, but she is doubling down. But on top of the emergency fund being dwindled, her transmission's going. Yes, we all know transmissions are very expensive, unless you do the work yourself, but I don't think Carolyn is trained very well from the University of Berkeley in California to do transmission maintenance. So sadly her skill set was not in that genre. Typically the genres that men embark upon. Not to say that there isn't some probably pretty good and proficient female transmission repair people, but they are few and far between. So this is the prediction. You need to get another job. You need to borrow some money. And what are you going to do with that extra money from the second job, or maybe the money you borrow? You're going to give it to her. Because she's going to need it. So she's already said her transmission's doing the funny whine. Very predictive that it's going to fail. Hard to say when, but the fact that she also talks about how overloaded her RV is kind of a sign that she kind of did that to herself. Whenever you overload equipment and you make it do things for which it is not designed or intended, like all those rough roads. Look, I own a very similar sized RV. Boy, the roads can be very, very rough on them. I've learned my lesson with that. I try to avoid that completely, but Carolyn doesn't. So she's the smartest person in the room. She always knows better than everyone else. So the fact she's overloading the RV and banging the crap out of it on these horrible dirt roads, trying to avoid paying for an RV park. I mean, the fact, come on, open your wallet. What are you going to spend a year? What do I spend? Maybe 10, 12, 13,000 bucks a year sometimes for an RV pad, wherever I happen to be. Yeah, you just open the wallet, Carolyn. It's open the wallet. It's very simple. You got to pay to play. So the transmission is going to fail. And these things never happen at a great time, but as we know, she has a problem with her temper. She's going to blame this on the men that made the transmission, the men that fixed the transmission, the men that serviced the transmissions, the service writers at the service department. Oh, she's always had bad luck with men who fix her vehicles. Now, you ask yourself, is it because of the men, or is it just because most of the people that are involved in the automotive industry tend to be men? Well, I think it's just because men tend to be attracted to that type of work. It's not that women can't do it, and there's a lot of women that can do it quite proficiently. But Carolyn's not one of those people, so she likes to blame the men. So the transmission is going to fail at some point, and it's going to dig very, very deep into her wallet, and there will be anger and gnashing of teeth and a lot of crying. Predict a lot of crying. She doesn't have to do this to herself. She should just maybe sell the RV, get an apartment, and get that, what do we call it again? A job? A job? Yeah. Yeah, it's a very exotic thing to have nowadays amongst the nomads. They're very work shy, the polite way of saying it. They want you to work so they don't have to. It's a brilliant scheme, and if you can pull it off for a little while, yes, they can. But in the end, you're kind of selling your own dignity and your own self-reliance to rely on other people solely for your way of life. And then when things go awry and you have a big expenditure, well, you have to turn to the people who are giving you the money to give you more. It's kind of a vicious circle. I mean, do I have unexpected large expenses from time to time? Absolutely. You rarely even hear about me mentioning it because I'm self-sufficient. And when Carolyn's RV's transmission goes, well, it rhymes with MasterCard. All she has to do is pull out her MasterCard and then pay off the bill at the end of the month. And if you can't pay off the bill, well, I guess she's stuck servicing that debt. That is the real world that most human beings live in if you cannot afford to pay for something. You just suck it up and make it happen. Figure it out, right? But she lives in a special world where it's all about her. So what do you guys predict? Do you think I'm pretty bang on the accuracy of my predictions? Because you know what? When Carolyn's RV life tells me who she is, I believe her. When she tells me she relies on other people to make her living, I believe her. So at least she's honest and upfront that she needs your money, and she does give you previews all the time. Oh, and she's got a new sponsor coming. Can't believe the sponsors haven't run away from her yet. Apparently there's some great sponsor. I think when she says great sponsor, I think she means that they paid her good money to huck some crazy product. You know, I'm on those same mailing lists that she gets. I get probably 3 to 5 offers to endorse crap every week for years. Anybody want to count how many things I've endorsed? I just shy away from that stuff. In the early years, I used to send them an email saying, not interested, thanks. Now I just ignore. But it seems the more I ignore these people, the more they make me offers. But I don't need their offers, and I don't really want to be a shill for a company. I know a lot of real celebrities don't mind that. And I guess if the product is an honorable product, I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but there's just so many crappy products out there that people really don't need, that people are always pushing. That's what I'm always troubled by. Or then you find out the company really isn't as ethical as they pretend to be. So it's just easier to avoid that entire controversy by just dodging it altogether. So what do you predict? Do you think my prediction is accurate on my assertion that the transmission is going to fail? Because she says it's going to fail. And it's going to fail at a time that will cause her to be very angry and cause her to even project that anger towards men again, which is very unfair that, you know, you stereotype and you brush all men to be the same. Look at me, I'm a man. I'm always looking out for her. I'm rooting for her. I'm wishing her the best, giving her strong and prudent conservative advice. But she doesn't like that, and she doesn't like the fact that I speak truth when my truth is just her truth. It's just like, I don't make this up. I watch her videos so you don't have to. It's the least I could do. And to provide my color and enlightenment upon what she is doing. So, you put your comments down below what you think, and are you ready to give? Because she's got some pretty big expenses. She's dwindled all the emergency funds, and you know, viewership's down, membership's down. It's all down. It's down. Down like my Tesla shares, which I'm shorting. So that's a little tip there, Carolyn. Take advantage of the capital markets. Early in the year, made money off of the Tesla shares going up. And now I've had a short position, making money again. That's my tip of the day, Carolyn. Make some money using that capitalism. It's a wonderful scheme. It works great. At least for me it does. In the meantime, folks, stay safe, keep your wheels on the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.